Kia ora, Coach Kumi here from the 6'4 Army, introducing to you the brand new 6-week up-and-coming training cycle, the Lieutenant Colonel Cycle. The names, they just stick with the themes of the 6'4 Army, and all of the progressive names, all of the progressive cycles rather, will have these type of names moving through to the CrossFit Open. This cycle will be a 6-week training cycle that begins on September the 2nd and will run right through to October 13. It's like a short snap cycle that will just recalibrate where things are and fine tune for the time being. The main focuses in this cycle is explosive athleticism and skill development. What you will see, or what we have just come off the back of, we've done a major 12-week training program where we focused on the 6'4 Army total, strict press, deadlift, back squat, bench press, strict pull-up. What that entailed was for us to build true strength and true 1RM power output, and now we're trying to build off the layers of that strength foundation, get a little bit of our fast fitness back, and also transition back into our Olympic lifting, so snatching, clean and jerks, and now we're layering in the leg endurance in terms of reps, volumes, capacity, lower loads versus just doing true top end strength of those undulating 3-2-1s type of rep schemes. So on a Monday, as a macro view across the whole week, what you will expect to see is a lot of plyometric work, so full body or either upper body, lower body sessions, virtually every other day, so about 4 or 5 times a week in your training, you'll be expected to see some type of plyometric work. This is where the athleticism comes into play. Think bounding, jumping, a lot of high speed components, a lot of chest passes with balls, overhead, rotational movements, transverse plane movements, and things like that. There'll be a high power output on those things, but a little bit more rest time just to make sure that the quality is the priority for those type of movements. That will generally be after the warm-up, so we're at our most prepared, we're under our least amount of fatigue state for our training session or for the day, and then we can just get our kind of better connection of brain to muscles working at a higher rate. So speed development and athleticism focus will be done through those plyometric type of outputs. On a Monday, back squat, and it will go into max reps as well. So we have some percentage work. Just think again, we're not so much working on true strength, so we're in the hypertrophy bracket, and we will also have 1 times max set of a squat at a given percentage off of your 1 rep max per week as well. Ring muscle up development, so that's going to be true for this whole training cycle 2 times per week. You'll look at skill connection here, so patterns, positions, and capacity, basically in that order. If you have them, cool, let's develop more of them. Let's look at your positional awareness, let's build the strength and positions, and let's get these numbers from someone performing 0 to 2, from 2 to 5, from 5 to 10, that type of situation in this training block. Metcons, basically throughout the whole training cycle, will be predominantly anywhere between 8 to 15 minutes, so kind of that middle range of Metcons, nothing too hyper fast. We probably class as gas. More so, you still have to break it down a little bit. There will be a little bit of threshold training there, but not too excessive into that longer time domain either. Lots of accessory work every other day, and remember that accessory work is supplementing all of the big fast stuff that we're doing. It's a chance us to slow down and just connect the brain to muscle patterns and just get that little isolation group working, and maybe often the stabilizers and little muscles that kind of get overlooked when you're doing faster movements. Push jerk development on a Tuesday. So in the last cycle we had we worked on the strict press, we worked on the push press, we had split jerks, bench press. Now it's the push jerk component for 6 weeks that gets a dominant role in this training program. Nice and simple. It'll be offset with some superset lower body, mainly hinging patterns as a superset there. And every other day you will see as a secondary session mixed modal intervals, where mixed modal would basically mean gymnastics, monostructural, weightlifting, odd object, and just a connection of those things. The interval style of training will be up to 5 minutes or less, so this is our chance to really work on that 3-minute time domain, getting short bursts of rest going again, so the power output, the exertion output is high, but we can maintain that over a sustained period of time for 20-30 minutes. So that's why you won't typically see that 20-30 minute workout often, because it gets mixed into the mixed modal efforts. or intervals rather. And the reason being is so we can sustain an output over the duration of time, because rep cadence for us is very, very important right now, and learning how to move fast rather than just getting stuck in the mud, taking minute rest breaks at a time over a 30-minute window of a constant working AMRAP. So those are the intentions behind that component in your training cycle. With your Olympic weightlifting, we spoke about the clean and jerk and the snatch coming back into play as a dominant role. They'll be performed in cluster sets. So thinking of cluster sets as, let's say you do 2 clean and jerks at a given percentage, pause, it might be a bracketed pause, 10, 12 seconds, governed, and then you must pick up the barbell at that time. You might do 1, 2 reps again. You might be asked to pause again, do the same thing after X amount of rest, and that's the set in itself. You may be ready before that time frame to lift, but you have to wait purposefully for that time frame to lift. You may not quite be ready at that time frame to lift, but you're forced to lift at that time frame as well. So it's strength endurance, it's capacity, it's still finding shape under fatigue, but we're not trying to overstress the fatigue without good ability to have clean movement as well. Pre-fatigue lower body leg endurance development, lots of jargon, lots of words. Basically, let's stress the muscles under low resistance, and then let's add in high resistance force of a barbell or some type of squat pattern. Essentially, this is just going to overload the muscle area, going to put it under high loads of stress, and then create good adaptation just for that capacity volume to increase. As normal, we leave a day in the week for rest recovery days. It's either full day rest day, recovery options there, or swim sessions, catch up sessions. Those are 1 day per week, always planned in there. And then really cool Saturdays now. Saturday blender, running clock, anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes. You'll get multiple workouts given to you. Some of them are low impact, just in the sheer nature of being able to work out for that time frame. It might be a 10-minute window, row 2K, rest to the 10-minute marker, 3 rounds, 15 thruster, 15 chest to bar, 15 burpees. Just for an example, that's the type of situation that you'll get on a Saturday. And then as a second session, some mixed modal work and some Olympic lifting just for quality. So just in summary, this whole training cycle, basically we hit the reset, we gain athleticism, skill development. We're really working on those competition skills at that. Rope climbs, peg boards, handstand walking. If that's in the tool bag, we go handstand walk over obstacles. We implement different type of handstand push-up variations. This is our training cycle, just to still gain skills and add capacity whilst adding speed to our movements. Once more, this is a 6-week training cycle beginning September 2nd, and it's going to run all the way through to October 13. We'd love to have you join the 6'4 Army and get on board and use the 6 weeks as maybe a retool to get yourself back to where you want to be and back on the path of your goals.